Good evening, everyone. It's Tessa Gurley coming from San Antonio, and I am doing a video today as per a viewer request, and that is, what is my new position on mold? So first of all, thank you to everyone who's watching live, and thank you for everyone who's watching on the replay. We've got the Pax Master here, my dog, and if you hear chewing in the background, it is him chewing on a piece of rawhide. I keep him busy when he gets jealous that I'm doing a YouTube stream. I've had some viewers say like, oh, we hear something in the background, we hear chewing, and I'm like, yeah, it's my dog. Sorry. He's kind of the main man in my life, so he kind of runs the show. But anyway, all right, so I had a really awesome viewer who I've known for a lot of years, and she requested that I make this video. What is my new position on mold? And I would love to address this because yes, I became known on this channel for talking about my struggles with mold poisoning and with mold in general. And yet, as I continued to go on my own health journey, my opinions about mold and my experience and beliefs about mold illness have evolved again. And I've had certain viewers, especially like last night when we got like majorly demonically attacked. I don't know if, for those of you who were on the live stream last night, you know what I'm talking about. I'll address that in just a minute. But as I learn, and I've said this since the beginning, as I learn and evolve, so does my channel. And I feel like it's a really good practice as a health provider to evolve my beliefs and my advice as I learn. And as I continue to grow as a practitioner, as I continue to experience things in my own body and in my own life that I feel like are more true, and I share those with my viewers. So yeah, do sometimes my opinions change on things? Absolutely. If somebody is so stuck in the sand, so stuck in the freaking cement that they can't change their opinions and that they're not changing and evolving their views, then I really question that kind of practitioner. Because as some of my viewers pointed out last night to the crazy comments that we were getting from those trolls, yeah, do some of my opinions and advice change as I move forward? Absolutely. I think that's the sign of intelligence. You know, if better information comes my way, and if I experience things in my own life and in my own body that I find to be more better, then I'm gonna share those with my channel, and they may be different. So Presley says that a lot of people can't break their programming from youth. Yes, totally. So Jackie says yes, exactly, and that's why most doctors suck, is because that they don't continue to learn and evolve. Exactly. Like, I as a practitioner always, 100% of the time, only recommend things that I have tried personally. Now, in the rare occasion that I recommend something that I have not tried, I do all kinds of research, both anecdotal and formal. Anecdotal meaning, you know, what is seen in the population, and then research-based, which is seen in the lab. There are two different types of research. Both of them have their pros and cons, okay? So I always practice what I preach. That is something that I can say for sure, okay? And I don't know a lot of practitioners who can do that, to be honest. You know, so I'm saying all of this because, like, let me preface this by saying that I am not an expert in mold. I'm a girl that went on a health quest because I found out that I had really bad, yeah, the worst kind of black mold present in an apartment that I lived in when I was dealing with all kinds of crazy health situations and issues. Now, what I've always talked about on this channel is that I had health issues before the mold. Okay, and I have never said, ever, that I was just like cruising along, feeling great, and then I suddenly crashed. That's not what happened. So that's not what I've said. I have always acknowledged that I had previous things going on. Severe anxiety, okay, since I was like 9 years old. Gut issues for a very long time before the mold. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. Well, I was probably exposed to Lyme disease very early on in my life, way before it was diagnosed formally. So let me just say this again. I've never, ever, ever once said that I was just cruising along and I was fine, and then the mold hit and then it became a problem. This is gonna be relevant in just a second, okay? I also have many videos that I say my clients who come to me for mold have other things in common. Okay, and what I mean is that my clients always had other things going on before the mold struck. Whether that was allergies, gut issues, psychological issues, goodness gracious, toxicology issues. Okay, so every single one of my clients had problems before the mold. All of them. And when I started working with people and just tons and tons of people, I was like, okay, what does everybody have in common? What is the underlying root that every single one of these people has? What is making us all the same? And what I found were a couple of things, okay? What I found was that every single one of my clients had some kind of psychological or mental problem, okay? I don't like to call this mental illness. I don't like to call this psychological illness because it's not necessarily an illness. Yes, I'm going against the grain by saying it's not necessarily an illness. It's an issue, okay? I also think that the word mental illness and psychological illness come with a lot of stigma that I don't want to place upon anybody, okay? The stigma around mental illness is very real, and it's not okay. Because so many people struggle with mental and psychological issues and spiritual issues, okay? So, and I'm not, like, I struggled with psychological and emotional and mental issues. So I'm not, like, I'm trying to destigmatize this issue, okay? This problem, this condition. But I can say with 100% certainty that every single one of my clients had a psychological, mental, emotional issue way prior to when mold struck. So that was commonality number one. Number two was gut issues. Now, whether or not the gut issues preceded the psychological and emotional issues, or the reverse was true, that was sometimes hard to pinpoint, okay? Because everyone's like, well, if you have gut issues, then it causes psychological issues, and others say, well, if you have psychological issues, it causes gut issues. I think that they're inextricably intertwined, and that we can't say one causes the other or the other causes the other. They go together. Just get that out of your head that like one thing has to cause another. Yes, Jackie says it goes hand in hand. Yeah, you can't say the chicken or the egg. Yes, Presley, it is very interesting. So, like, okay, And then the other piece, very interesting. So Ed says that his doctor theorized that his spikes in blood pressure might be due to undiagnosed anxiety, and he was right. And Ed took a short-term SSRI to stop the spikes, and the blood pressure blood pressure spikes stopped. Interesting. Also, what my clients always had in common was trauma. Trauma of some sort, whether it was in their childhood or whether it was more of a recent trauma. Every single one had a trauma that shook the core of their being. Okay? Like something that had shaken the core of their being. Every single one. I can say it with 100% certainty and 100% accuracy. I would never disclose these traumas unless I was given explicit permission. That's that's very unethical, but all I can say is that every single person had a trauma, myself included. Okay? And a lot of that was unresolved. So, have I ever thought that it was just mold? Thank you so much, Jackie. Yes, Jackie says you're 100% right. It's true. Okay, as I sat back and listened to the stories of every person who came to me, I was like, trauma, mental and psychological illness, gut issues. "100% of the time." Okay? People would come to me and with every single diet under the sun. Okay? With having tried no supplements and having tried all the supplements, having, eaten perfectly clean or wasn't eating clean at all. Like, it didn't matter. The things that people had in common were psychological, emotional, or mental issues, trauma, whether from the past or more recent, and gut issues. Okay? So, I've never thought that mold was the only problem. So Jenny says the severe trauma happened right before the mold issues, but she had been diagnosed with Lyme and mental illness. Exactly. So, like, I've never thought it was just the mold. Ever. If that were the case, then a lot of my clients would have been doing a lot better than they were. That's all I have to say about that. Because I had people coming to me, from... Well, hello, Johnny Limitless Sanchez. It's good to see you back. Every single one of my clients, I had people coming to me who had been through every single detox imaginable, had stuffed and put so many things up their butts to help them detox. I mean, seriously, like, so many detoxes and so many supplements, and had been to some of the top clinics in the country, and they still felt like shit. So everyone check out Jackie's comment. It was very good, a little bit long for me to read on air, but yes. Oh, neat, Johnny. So if it were really just the mold, people would have been doing a lot better. Now, some might say, oh, it's because mold is so hard to get out of the body, it's so hard to detox, and oh, this HLA-DR, genetic SNP, and all this stuff. Nope. Sorry, I don't buy it. Okay, I seriously don't buy it. Because again, our bodies are amazing. Mold is everywhere. Everywhere. I repeat, it is everywhere, and it is impossible to live in a mold-free world. Impossible. Impossible. Why? Because toxic mold is even outdoors. So all the people who are like, I'm a mold avoider, there is mold blowing into your little mold avoided RV or tent all the time. Okay? When I would have people that were like, oh my gosh, I'm moving from mold. You know, like, should I buy new furniture or should I use old furniture? And I'm like, it's good to get new furniture, but like, let's not get so anal, because who's to say that the warehouse that piece of furniture came from didn't have mold in it? Okay. Yeah, okay, so like, it is impossible. There you go. So Jackie says we have to learn to make our bodies adapt. So those of us with this HLA-DR genetic SNP, yada, 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 sure, might we have a little bit more of it? Let me put it this way. People who have the HLA-DR could just be more sensitive. And Ed, I know that there's a difference between fungus and mold, believe me, but still, mold is unavoidable. It is everywhere. So if mold were really the problem, a lot more people would be sick and a lot more people would be doing a hell of a lot better. Just saying. Our bodies are so much more powerful and capable than people in the traditional mold world say they are. I simply refuse to believe that I'm sensitive to the point where I need to fear mold for the rest of my life. Fuck that belief, because that is very disempowering. Okay? Very disempowering. And it makes you live in a very scared, frightful world. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jackie. It makes you live in a scared, fearful, disempowered world where you have to sit there and fear mold. I don't fear mold at all anymore. I'm not saying go live in a mold-infested house. I'm not saying if you have mold in your home, don't get it remediated. Take the necessary precautions, but there's a difference between being just careful and being absolutely obsessed and disempowered and frankly insane. Okay? When I moved into this apartment in Texas, I was like, hey, has there ever been water damage in this apartment? They're like, no. I'm like, cool. Okay? Now, if I saw black mold growing around here, would I get it remediated? Absolutely. But there's a very big difference between me sitting there. So there's a very big difference between saying like, okay, there's black mold that I know is growing in here, and I'm gonna take the necessary precaution of cleaning it up, but I'm not gonna sit there and then be like, oh God, maybe there's mold in every wall, and oh my God, like, because guess what? That fear is gonna do a lot more harm to your immune system. It's gonna make you a hell of a lot more sensitive to everything. Because when you are in a state of fear, your immune system turns off. Okay? So, to really clarify, Jackie says you can't live your life like that in fear. And Johnny Sanchez was saying that don't let the mold and the fear cripple you. Mm-hmm. And Johnny, let me ask you this. So Johnny says that he let that fear cripple him for a long time. Did you become less sensitive the less crippled you felt? When you started to kind of like free up from that fear, did you get more resilient? I did. I'd love to hear from you. So to clarify my stance on mold, do I think it can cause people to become ill? Sure. There is a lot of things that can make people become ill. Is it the real root issue? Definitely not. Can you actually recover from it? 1,000%. So Johnny says, yes, as I became okay with not being scared of it, I started to feel stronger. Bam. And Ginny said that's why she got sick. She was terrified by someone. So Johnny Sanchez says fear of it made him weaker and he's not a weak person. Absolutely. And Jenny, seriously, yes. Did you know? Yes, I will get to that, get saved, just a moment. So, did you guys know that, you know, when somebody goes in and they're told you have terminal cancer, and they say you've got 6 months to live. If that person isn't mentally strong, they will die in 6 months. Let me tell you a story. I learned this from Bruce Lipton. Wow. So Jackie says that, hold on, let me go back. So Jackie says that the fear made her so bad that she was sleeping for like, what was that, 90 hours a week? Oh, she would sleep for 90 hours straight and couldn't even bathe or feed herself. And I'm guessing, Jackie, that the less afraid you started to feel, the better you started to feel. Yes, I corrected myself, Jackie. 90 straight hours. But I'm guessing that the less fear you felt, the better you started to feel. Because you are a fiery one now. There you go. So Jackie says yes as well. Ooh, Johnny Sanchez says losing the fear first in his mind allowed the body to catch up. So Jackie, bingo. I'm a unicorn too, by the way. Anyway, is that the sound that a unicorn makes? Anyway, what sound does a unicorn make? Okay, so anyway, let me back up. And get saved, yes, I do. But as I said in one of my videos just recently, I do not talk about what I use in terms of supplements anymore on air because I don't want them to make them less accessible for you all. I don't want that information getting into the wrong hands and then having them take it off the market. It's not because I'm trying to withhold information. Okay, I thank you so much. And please watch that video if anybody has any questions about why I decided to stop talking about the supplements and products that I use. It's seriously out of just purely like I don't want it to get into the wrong hands and then have them make those things completely inaccessible. Oh, lovely, T-Gar. I love that, TJ Gar. Anyway, okay, so let me tell a little story, everybody. This is the power of the mind. Okay, this is a story from Bruce Lipton. He interviewed a doctor who told the story of one of his patients. And one of his tests came back and showed that he had terminal cancer. Well, he decided not to get a second opinion. Okay, and he just went and believed he had terminal cancer, and he said, okay, well, I just want to live through the holidays, and then after that, I'll be content to go. I just want to be with my family through the holidays. After that, I'll be content to go. Well, the holidays came and went, and he died, as he had said he wanted to do. When they went in to do the autopsy, he had no cancer. He died because he thought he had cancer. Okay, now another story, and this is very positive. Yeah. Now another story on the flip side. There was a gentleman who was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he, get saved I did. I was diagnosed with all three of those. I was diagnosed with Lyme, Candida, and, parasites, and Epstein-Barr, and I have HLA-DR SNP, and. Let me tell this other story, though. I'll get to that, Eileen. So, there was another gentleman who was told he had terminal cancer, and he said, not ready to die. So he literally went to a hotel. He locked himself up, and he watched comedy films for like a month. He basically went on vacation. He's like, I'm gonna go on a vacation. All he did was watch stand-up comedy and comedy videos and shows, and he laughed and he was happy. He exited that hotel a month later and he had no cancer. Okay? What you perceive is what is your reality. Okay? So I've never said that mold is just the main issue. Yeah, I love that story. Paxi, honey, why don't you chew on your rawhide? He's trying to chew on my sweater. You've got some right here. Anyway, okay, Jenny. Get saved? No. I mean, the number one thing that has helped me has been my breath. Wow, so Johnny says that his ex-wife's mom had cancer, was given 3 months to live. She lived 7 years and then died of a stroke. Awesome. So, I guess my new stance on mold is that be cautious. If you have mold in your home, get it remediated. Yay! Jackie, that's awesome. If you see mold growing in your home, remediate it, take care of it, but don't sit there and freak the out. Because the more afraid that you are, the more fear that you have in your system, the less that your body will be able to handle it. Isn't it awesome, Jackie? Okay, and then also, it's going to just cause a litany of problems in your body, okay? Fear equals inflammation equals stress equals impaired immune system equals impaired digestion. That's the one thing about these little Topo Chicos, they kind of make you burp a little bit because they're minerally, but they're good and very good for you. But I definitely don't want to burp on air. That would be highly embarrassing. So I'm gonna do my little proper Southern girl burps. Anyway, above all else, the breath is the most important thing. Above any supplement, water, diet, breath comes first. Okay? And then water, and then nutrition. And your gut will take care of yourself. Yes. So Presley says that the fear being used on the general population right now is killing many people. It's so true. They're called deaths of despair. Okay, so Jackie, one quick thing about bottled water, a lot of it's not so great. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Get a Berkey water filter, or a structured water filter. I'm gonna try a structured water filter. I'm really stoked about that. I will make another video on structured water and my opinion about that, and another video. But also, like, mineral water is awesome for you. So I've heard that Fiji is okay, but not Nestle. And yes, really, let me kind of end my talk tonight with faith. Yes, Jackie. So when I had nothing left, I only had God and Jesus. Literally, this past year, it's like, I was like, well, I'll try God. Oh, we have another spiritual attack tonight, y'all. Did you see that? And then, yeah, so I had, oh, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and remove that comment and then put that user in timeout. Ooh, hide user on this channel. Nice. I didn't know I could do that. Anyway, so do you guys remember last night who that person was like, I'm gonna call you tomorrow and talk to you about our daughter? I never got a call. No one called me today. Just so you know. I was like, all right. I'm like, I'd be interested to see who's gonna call me. No one did. I got a call from like a weird number, and it turned out to be like a reminder to like make my car payment or something, and I was like, oh, okay. Eileen, I think that breathing better and relax is going to be a big part of it. Now, I still want to do some more research on 5G. Jason? What's up, dude? That's one of my friends, y'all. Jason, text me. Text me! What the? Anyway, and so as Johnny Sanchez was saying, have faith. Okay? When I sing to God, when I sing to Jesus, it feels so good. Okay? And like, have faith. Believe. Really, take some time to read a devotional, listen to some scripture. It really is powerful. So Johnny Sanchez says singing is cleansing. Very true. Aw, thank you. So y'all, I hope that this clarified some of my stance on the mold issue. And thank you to our little troll. Means I'm doing something right? When you have a troll, I guess, it means you're doing something right. Oh, Get Saved. Yeah, I mean, I love that product. But again, please, I don't want to talk about products on this channel. I really don't, because I don't want it getting into the hands of the wrong people. Happy to answer the questions via email. Happy to. Okay, now I can't speak, like, I'll be able to give like a general recommendation, but for everybody, like, so here's the thing. If you email me, and then like I can give you some general recommendations, but ethically I cannot give you specific recommendations unless we actually work together, because I don't know you. Love it. Johnny says get some Jesus. So like I can't give like really good specific recommendations if I don't know your actual true total story, okay? Oh, Jenny, yay! And thank you, Jackie. You are so welcome. Okay, thank you, Get Saved, because like I have people who email me and I'm like, I can give you a general recommendation, but I can't give you like specifics because I don't know you and it's not ethical to do that. It's just not. But I will give you my general recommendations for sure. So, everyone, I hope this was clarifying and a good talk. I'm so happy that so many people joined tonight. And thank you, Johnny Sanchez. Thank you, Jason. Text me, dude. I've been working at the Rogers Ranch gym lately. So anyway, and thank you so much, Presley and Jackie. Thank you so much, girl. And thank you to Casey, who I know will be watching this later. And thank you to Jenny and just all of you who contributed tonight. I really appreciate it. To Get Saved, thank you all, each and every one of you. And thank you, little troll, for showing me that I'm doing something right. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a great night. Hold on, one little cute moment here. We finally got the little guy to calm down. Stay tuned. Tomorrow night, more to come on a documentary I just watched called Belly of the Beast. Highly suggest that you guys watch that documentary. It is highly disturbing, but very informative. Thank you, Get Saved. Oh my gosh, me too. I feel very grateful and blessed. But it's been this, and that. So everybody, yeah, go watch Belly of the Beast. It is phenomenal. 2 hours long, highly disturbing, but very informative. It's on Vimeo. Fantastic. I will be talking about it tomorrow night. So, if you'd like to join in on the discussion, watch it. That is your homework. Just kidding. No, you don't have homework. It's called Life Study. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful night. I love you guys so much. Good night. Mwah.